Look, you always come out as soon as I start painting. Don't you? What's the deal with that? What's the deal with that, buddy? Good boy. I'll be right back. I just gotta go to the bathroom. Start just under the glasses. It's dropping down slightly to the right. All right. Goes into. That's not. Slightly to the right. Oops. Did I mess up the alignment at all? Yes. fall apart. Hi, Kitten Claus. Kitten Claus guitar videos. This looks like you? I mean, that makes sense. I guess there's like one, there's only so many phenotypes, but that's funny. It looks like you. What a bizarre thing to tune in and then some guy's painting you. How unsettling. This is my Aunt Rand, so you must look like my Aunt Rand. You guys must have the same phenotype. Alright, I'm gonna switch up my paintings real quick. I need a break from working on this one. Alright. Alright, I just gotta change this around a little bit. And get this into view. Just adjusting the view on the zoomed in version right now. Right. Right, just finishing this up. Oops. That look good? Alright, there we go. Alright. Cool. here we go. Starting with these buildings. This building you can't see as much, so let's bring that into view. Hey Leaf, how are you doing? How's your Friday? How's it going down in Florida? Where did I put the purple? I'm pretty good. I had a good week at work. Now I'm just trying to finish some paintings over the weekend. Yeah, I'm using acrylic paints and a canvas, whatever cheap canvas, and a knife. I like the knife. The brush, you don't get very much control. The knife, you get really good control in a certain way, which I like. And also the brush is kind of great on me. I'm just not made to use brushes. Here I'm trying to paint like a bunch of things I know. This is a street that I know in Seattle. And then this is another street. This is the inside of a building which might be absorbed into this street here. And then this is another small street. This street and this, I know what this street is. At least I have an idea for it. This, I don't really know what it is. And this, I have an idea for it too, but it's kind of hard to execute. Oh, yeah, for just starting, I would say go to Michael's. They have all sorts of deals there, and you could buy um, some really cheap paints. Go to Michael's and look for the sale, because I got things like this. I got a whole set of these paints, and this isn't really, this is for crafts, not really meant for like official acrylic painting, but it works. I mean, it's acrylic paint, It's just made for crafts, not this sort of stuff, but it works fine. Um, you could get set up for really cheap. You could get a canvas. They have deals always at Michael's, buy one get one free. So you could get like 2 canvases. If you find a deal on paints like this, get it. Or you could do what I did. The first paints I bought were these. You just get red, yellow, and blue, and then you could make any color that you could possibly want to make. Oh, get green, yellow, or sorry, get red, yellow, blue, and then white and black. And then some neon ones are cool. Thanks. Yeah, it doesn't look much like a street right now, but like this is a building right here. It's kind of curving. It's like a curved perspective, but this is like the first building. Here's the sidewalk, and then here's a street, which kind of ends right here because this is like a line of buildings. And then there's another street. I don't know if you could see it or if it's hard to see. This one I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but thanks for the compliments. I'm kind of all over the place here. But yeah, just get yellow, red, and blue, and then white and black, and you can make any color that you can imagine. And then if you have fun and you like it, go from there. But I would say like we were talking about the other night, the easiest thing to do is just do a Bob Ross, and he shows you what to do. And then I swear when I did that one Bob Ross that I showed you the other night, I went from feeling like painting is impossible to feeling like painting is easy, and I'm the man. Oh. Wait, what do you mean, what are they called? What's what called? The paints or the knife? Or, yeah, what's what called? The paints are all Artist's Loft brand. They're just cheap paints from Michael's. Oh yeah, but I forgot, the other big thing about painting is I was hanging out with my friend from high school a few years ago, and he showed me a painting that his brother did of his dog, and it was amazing. It looked like lifelike. And he said that I was like, how did your brother do that? And he was like, oh, he just spent 100 hours on it or something like that. And you'll really get like the portraits that I've been doing. I've never, this is the first portrait that I ever painted, and it's not that good, but it's also not bad. And like I surprised myself. I said I didn't think I could do that. So that's like a big thing with painting, is just taking the time, if anyone could paint something that looks like professional if you spend 100 hours, and if you spend the time, honestly looking at it. You just have to like look and try to get the colors right, and if you're going off of a picture, you just basically are a computer. You just sit and you keep going till all the colors work and it looks good. This one. This one is me doing trying to do that face. I thought it would be interesting to do. It's a self-portrait. Here, look. I'm getting off track here, but this is cool. All right, check this out. This is my, cause I used to do art, but then I stopped. So I don't have that much stuff. Where is it? Oh, this is a cool one. I forgot about these. Look, that one's cool. Some shop I was in. But I don't. Yeah, what the hell? Oh, I guess it's in a different sketchbook. Wait, let me go look real quick. One more time. Okay, cool. I found it. Yeah. That's exactly what I was doing. Or it wasn't even morning, I was getting coffee. It was like midday. I had a job interview. Look, all right, here's my self-portrait from 2022. I thought this was really good, but it's pastel. It's kind of rudimentary, you know? But I thought this was really good. But I have kind of a plain face. I'm not doing anything. So I was like, okay, my next self-portrait, I'm going to do some, intense face. And then I don't know what I'm going to do for my next self-portrait. I'll have to change it up somehow. But I think it would be cool to do a self-portrait every year. It's cool to have like a picture of yourself every year. Oh, here's how I looked in my life every year of my life. But even cooler than that would be, here's how I painted myself every year. Then you get kind of a reference of your painting skills. You get a reference of, how you felt about yourself. And you also get a reference of how you looked. Anyway, I think that's cool. I think that would be a cool way to do it. Now the roof is in shadow. That's not a good look. Should throw some cars driving. There's a car, that's gonna be a car. Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh yeah, no, you're totally right. I had a hard time. This was kind of a not so good idea because I did two different pictures, and in the two pictures, my face was at two different angles. And I never even actually finished this. Like, what'd you say? It's too wide, right? Oh yeah, too broad. Yeah. I think it ended up too broad because my face was at two different angles. And then, like this, see, that's like totally unfinished. Oh yeah, and I have hair too. So I didn't even draw my hair or paint my hair. But, I just kept going with this, and then I guess I got bored with it at some point. You could only do so much. What I really liked was the teeth. I have like totally crooked bottom teeth. So that was really hard for me to draw. So like the teeth and the nose and the eyes, I was just like, dang. I never felt like I could do anything like that before. But you're right, it's definitely too broad, way more broad than my face. It is. Why wouldn't you want to paint yourself? Isn't that interesting? I think painting myself is like the most interesting thing, because it's like it reveals like things about me too. Like I'll paint myself and then I'll think like some feature looks ugly or something like that, and I'll think, oh, I wish I didn't look that way. It's revealing, oh, I care about how I look in this way or that way, You know, everybody wants to look good. Oh yeah, the street's totally different colors, but I just like to do. Uh, that's not boring. This is the most interesting thing that's happened on my whole stream. Um, oh, I just like to use a lot of colors. It's like my painting philosophy. I think, like, my ideal way of painting would be if I could use. I want you to look at, like, zoom in up close at, like, any specific part of the painting, and you should see, like, every color. Like, if you look at any piece of the painting, you should be able to see every color in there. I don't really have it yet with this one, but eventually I'd like to have that. Um, I just think that's what looks cool, and like the cool thing about painting and the cool thing about colors, like the only thing that's actually real is like the contrast between the light and the dark. Like anytime, if you look at any picture, just like look at my face, any line in my face or whatever, the line we always think of it as like a, you know, just a line, but it's not really a line. It's just, you know, look here, there's like the light part, there's light parts and then dark parts, or look here, it gets all dark in here, and then right here, oh boom, it's white. um you know, that, like, to show like the shadow right here and then the highlight right here, all you have to do is like have a contrast between a light and a dark color, but actually what colors they are, if it's like green or blue or yellow or whatever, it doesn't matter at all. So, you know, once you kind of get used to that, then you can make, you know, the colors are totally arbitrary. The only thing that matters is the contrast between light and dark. And then suddenly you end up with, you know, it looks like crazy colors going every which way, but you know, if like the mindset that I'm painting in, it doesn't feel like crazy colors. It just feels like the picture of whatever it is. I'm blabbing. Yeah, I'm too sad and look sad a lot. I have the same exact problem. I have what they call resting bitch face. I'm just always like that. And people will see me like around, they'll be like, "What's wrong?" And nothing's wrong. I just look sad. But that's, if you're a woman and you have resting bitch face, I guess it's, yeah, resting bitch face. If you're a man, it's just resting sad face. Everybody always thinks there's something wrong with you. But hey, that didn't stop me from painting my self-portrait. And look, this is my resting sad face. I don't look happy here. I look weird there. That doesn't even look that much like me either. But anyway, I don't think looking sad should stop you. That too, some things I don't like about how I look, I don't want to be reminded anyway. Yeah, I understand that. But I mean, you look how you look, you can't change it. You can change it in some ways, but took a plain gray street. Oh yeah, it's just, no, well, I don't know, it's kind of hard because like this is a building, that's another building, and then here's the street, but like full street would really look something, you know, the street's being blocked off by this other part, so, and then here's a street here, but, you know, this street sucks. I haven't even blocked off the edges. Maybe that's the next thing I'll do right here is block off, or start to block off the edges of the street. I just started drawing, see like these lines. It's hard to see, you know, what would look good, kind of a gradual street or sharp. I like sharp. I like to make things sharp and intense. Let's see. Oh yeah, and since another thing is, since the colors don't really matter, only the lines that you draw matter. So you can make the street any color you want, black or the street's black, but then if you make it black in the painting, that's not very interesting. So, oh, and the other thing is, since everything's about layering the colors, since everything's about layering, like the actual color of things don't matter. Like in this one, like really what I want to get here, or say like here, is like this line right here between the building. Here's the building, here's the sidewalk. You want to show the line between the building and the sidewalk, or the line between the sidewalk and the street. So, you know, what really matters is the contrast here and here. And then if you do it like a bunch of layers, like if you do it once and then layer it and do it again with another layer, you get these really nice lines that are very clear, even though you're not like specifying the colors much. And so, you know, because of that, you can do things like make the street yellow or whatever color you want. And see, like in this layer, I'm gonna make the street yellow. But maybe the next layer I'll make it blue. Or maybe I'll make part of it blue and part of it yellow. Or maybe I can make it pink. It can be any color. This painting's really been all over the place. I started out drawing, there were like two figures going like sideways, and then it turned into some abstract thing. This was stairs at some point, and then this used to be a helmet, but the helmet has totally disappeared. Oh, yeah, and then the other thing is I want to get every color in there, but it also should be layered up so thick that like when you just have a blank canvas, you have like that grid, and that helps the paint stick to it. But my goal is to put on enough layers so that that canvas grid just doesn't exist anymore, and it's just paint sitting on top of paint, and that gives it a cool 3D effect, which I like. Oh yeah, the colors I don't even think about. Like, what's a realistic color or an unrealistic color? I don't. That's not like a concept that I have in my head. I don't even. I don't even look at colors or see colors or think about them. I just think about the contrast between colors. Oh, the buildings are all curved just because that's how I like to draw buildings. I think it's cool when things are warped and curved and stuff. I don't like to. I guess that's another thing I think about painting is it should be, um, like the portraits I've been doing. I'm going off of pictures, so I'm trying to get like, just trying to nail how it looks. But that's really so that I could learn. I need to learn how to draw faces because I'm not very good at that. Um, but for stuff like this, where it's not, I think the ultimate ideal of painting is to make it different from real life. If you're painting the same thing that you see in real life, you could just take a picture. And I just think at the end of the day, if it's something that you see in real life, it's not interesting. Um, and what I want to look at when I see someone's painting is I want to see, you want to see their skill, but really what's interesting is their like feelings and emotions and how they see the world. It should be, some explanation. It should be how you see the world or an idealized version of how you see the world or something like that. It should convey something about your views, something about your like all of life you're going through and you're getting inputs and nobody knows what it's like to be in your head. And when somebody makes a piece of art, it's a way to show them what's going. It's a way to show the world what's going on in your head. So when people look at it, they shouldn't see, hey, this is a picture or whatever. Then they're just, you could be an AI or a computer and do that. They should look at it and say, wow, I understand, or, this is making me feel a certain way. And there's like a magic that happens with art. And I think all it is you need something that's like a skill that's like difficult to do, and then you just need to pour your passion and emotions into it. And if you pour your passion and emotions into it, then it just has this quality where people who look at it get emotion out of it. If they can appreciate the art, they feel how you felt making it. I think. I don't know. What do you think about that? Yeah, vibrant colors are fun. Individual colors don't matter, you mean, because the combination of colors ultimately. Yeah, a little bit of both. Like painting's freeing. One way in which painting's freeing, like you see a certain color. Like if I were trying to paint my face right now, I say, okay, that is a certain color. Um, and then you try to make that color, you mix it and you make it, oh, maybe the color is not exactly what you thought it was. Well, now you have, a big patch on your painting that you've painted and it's totally the wrong color. And there's just no avoiding that. Or maybe you painted something and you fucked up a line or something. So then you just paint over it. You paint a different color over it. And so there's like some quality about painting, especially with the knife, where you basically have to accept that the colors don't matter because you're gonna fuck it up, and it's, you just have to keep messing around with it till it looks like how you want. Yeah, she did look, or she does look. She looks young. Um, that's nice that she looks young, because she's not that young. She's like early 60s, I think. Um, in the photo I'm going off of. But she was like a young looking. She died of cancer. She had a terrible form of cancer for like a decade. Um, and, you know, it slowly just spread until right at the end, like the last year of her life, they said, we can't even fight this anymore. Your body, every piece of your body is riddled with cancer. And it was like her hip would hurt, uh, you know, because there was cancerous tumors growing inside her bones. And so then her bones would hurt. So, yeah, really a nightmare. So she wasn't, her body wasn't young, but she had like a force of life that made her young. Will to live. A will to live like you've never seen, like I've never seen before. And I think that's what made her look young. Because, like in the picture, she has wrinkles and stuff, but you also see like shining through her eyes is a strong life force. And ultimately, that's what makes you look young. Sometimes people will look, you know, you'll see somebody in like their 70s or 80s who looks pretty young. And then you see when people get old, they take a turn and they stop looking young. But I think that's what it is. It's like the life force. Or maybe I just need to, you know, the painting needs to come along more. And once it's complete, then there will be a lot more wrinkles and lines and she'll look older. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, listen to your head, you class. Yeah, that is clever. Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's exactly like that. Um, yeah, there's no mistakes and then happy accidents, and you know, it's totally freeing. You could just, you know, paint something totally new, like I did with this painting. It was going one direction, and I decided to take it another way, but you know, I still, this is, you know, I don't know what to do with this, but I was getting bored, or not bored, but tired of working on the face. I need a break. The face, you get stuck on so many tiny details, and then, you know, I basically got lost. I'll be right back. I just gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, to me, the cancer story is inspiring because I think, it's basically a story of, um, I mean, it's depressing if you look at it, in one way, but the other way to look at it is, she was diagnosed with cancer, stage 4 cancer, in 2014 or 2013. And so that's basically just a death sentence. And I don't think she got like a lot of time, that's basically, hey, you're going to be dead in 2 years you're going to be dead basically. And right then, that's your shot. You're in the fire. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna roll over and die, or are you gonna fight and live your life? And she did that like nobody you've ever seen. She, um, as far as I could see, she always had a positive attitude and always just wanted to do interesting things. And she knew that her time was limited, and so she spent her whole life doing interesting things. She didn't have I think she said this, that she didn't have time to be depressed. So if you're in the heat of the battle, you're fighting cancer, it's you versus cancer. If you spend any time being depressed or feeling sad for yourself, then the cancer wins and the cancer eats away at you because your negative attitude and being stressed, that all makes the cancer worse. So she just fought it every day. To me, that's inspiring. To me, there's nothing that could possibly be more inspiring. Oh, that's sad. Wait, your cat's, one of your cats died of a heart attack or of cancer? Sorry to hear about your dad. My family has a history of heart problems, but luckily my dad's still, it hasn't gotten him yet. What's that mean? That she tried to stay vital. Yeah, pretty impressive on her part. Yeah, that's too bad about your dad. How old were you when your dad had a heart attack? Do you have other cats? Yeah, it's all, almost everything could either be, there's a positive outlook on it and there's also the negative outlook on it, which is that, it's just that it is, you know, life is wonderful and amazing and it's also terribly depressing. And, somebody getting cancer and dying, well, they still dying before the average age of death is just a tragedy. There's no two ways around that. Oh my gosh. 8 cats is crazy. Well, at least you're in your 20s and not still a kid, but I don't know what that's like I still have both my parents. I imagine that must be really hard and bizarre. 8 cats is crazy though. I can't even imagine having 8 cats. That would drive me nuts. Just keeping them fed is so much responsibility. Or maybe you have like one of those automatic cat feeders. Hmm. Yeah, that's a bad spot to be in. I've been there before. Maybe painting will help. Painting helps me whenever I'm. It's a really good thing for feeling frustrated, or at least for me, because I could, you know, I go through painting. Over summer, I started painting again. I go through phases. Sometimes I paint, sometimes I don't paint. But over summer, I started painting again, and I was painting all the time, and I was really just my mental state. I just felt pissed off. So maybe that's, I didn't feel depressed. I felt pissed off. But when I feel pissed off, I can, you got to put your energy into something. Because when I feel pissed off, if my energy's going somewhere, and if I don't direct it in a good way, then it's going nowhere good. So if I start painting, I could be in a total rage, and I start painting, and you kind of just focus on the thing that's right in front of you, and it's hard to stay mad. Oh, my phone died. Oh, no, it didn't. Yeah, so anyway, maybe painting will help with that. Dang. Killed by a dog in your own front yard? That's brutal. That's brutal. I hope you didn't see it. I guess you don't like dogs probably much then. I'm a dog guy. I have one dog though. One dog's about all I could handle. When I was with my ex-girlfriend, we had 3 dogs. And that was getting a little crazy, having 3 dogs. But, dogs, I think cats are kind of like less maintenance than dogs, right? You have like a litter box, and then, don't they have automatic cat feeders? Because then, if you get that stuff, you kind of just get cats around you. But, cats are really finicky in their personality. I've rarely met cats that I like. I've met, a few cats that I like, but they don't act very cat-like, is what people say. What do you like about cats? Yeah, lots of litter box cleanings. Yeah, I think any art is like that thing I was saying where I think you have to like pour real emotion into it. Anger is an emotion, so I think you could just pour your anger into whatever art you're doing, and you're achieving. It's like I haven't even hashed out really what I think about it. It's like art. I've been trying to define what is art. Oh, can AIs make art? And then, the natural, I go through like phases of depression just thinking about AI and thinking like, what's the point of anything if a robot's gonna be able to do it? Why would I even want to get good at anything? What is the point in me being good at anything? What's the point of my existence? I don't know, I'm kind of just rambling, but, oh yeah, the big question is, what is art? What makes something art? And so I thought, well, there has to be something different from, why, if a AI made a painting, would I be interested in it? And I just don't think I would, and I think it comes down to art is something where you can pour your emotions into, and then other people can sense. You get a sense. It's like you don't get their direct emotions, but for me, I look at a piece of art and I think, or like for you, it would be songs. I hear songs and I think that's a real song. That's like somebody made that. It's real. And sometimes I hear a song and I think that's just bullshit. So like and we've heard AI songs. I've heard AI songs that are good and catchy, and so what makes that? Why pissed off? I guess just about my relationship wasn't going well, made me mad. No, I don't make any music. When I was in college, I downloaded like one of those free music programs and made some like really bad, very basic songs. But I used to play the violin when I was a kid, but I never really learned anything. I never learned anything about music, and like I don't know if there's like a name for this in music, but I figured out that people, when they hear music, there are like two kinds of people. There's the people who hear the drums, and then there's the people who hear like the melody or whatever it is. And I'm one of the people who hears the melody. And I didn't even know that like drums people existed until a few years ago. And I started listening to music, that's a thing about like, do you know like people who can't dance or whatever? They'll be like, or people will just say, hey, you can't dance or whatever. People used to always say that to me, oh, you can't dance. And I always thought, why can't I dance? And I realized it's because like whenever I danced, I would try to dance with the melody, or like what the singer, if there's like a singer in the song, I would like dance with what they're singing. But dancing's really like based off a beat. You bump your head and you shake all your joints move to the beat of a drum. What am I talking about? So basically I'm still learning a lot about music. So maybe I could look into making music again, but it's like a big, there's like a big barrier to entry, because the computer stuff really makes the barrier to entry for music way lower. Yeah, it's just kind of hard for me. I don't have a great ear for music. But then, I hear songs that I love, or like a song that's real, like I was saying. And I think I wish I could do that. I would give anything to make something like that. And obviously I can. It's just a function of how much time do I have. How much time do I want to spend painting, or, your life, you only get so many things you can do, so. I only really see myself getting into music if I have some, I think I would need like a drastic change in my life. Or I would need some period in my life where I'm just, I have nothing to do. And I would need to dedicate maybe like a month just to playing around and understanding it. Do you still have that dog, or you don't have it anymore? What kind of dog was it? What was its name? Not with 8 and 8 times. Yeah. Yeah, I bet the cat poop is just crazy. Yeah, if you didn't hear the first time I said I was pissed off about my relationship. That's how I think different people process emotions differently. Um, and some people, some people process them by being sad. I don't really get too sad very often. I get sad over like kind of, I can like mentally trick myself into a depression, but I never get sad over like situations. I get angry over situations, and then it's like my anger has to be poured into something. Follow-up question. Oh yeah, well, I don't even know. Wait. But follow-up question becomes, can you always tell if an AI? Oh, good question. I I don't. You can't always. There's, if robots and AI gets better, there's going. I've had this idea myself actually, and look it up. You could look up. There's some guy who did this. He did these people, but it was like art. Go in and sit in front of the camera, and then this AI thing would sketch them out. So eventually, there's going to be an AI that does the same thing I do, and that's why I think these portraits aren't really that good, because all this is going off a picture. I'm saying, hey, here's a picture. Hey, here's a shadow. So at some point, there's going to be an AI that just knows where to put the knife. Draw that. Draw that. Draw that. Draw that. Draw that. And you're going to end up with basically a photo-like painting, and you won't be able to tell if an AI drew that or not. But then it becomes, when you look at it, if you are walking through a gallery, and if every painting was done by an AI,